Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to FTB Interactions. So, since last episode, I have done a bit of work around the base and prepping materials and lots and lots of things. For example, if we pop over here, there we go. If we pop over here, I did set up a little sheep farm, and I have bred them up using, it originally started with just the 4 sheep that we started with. And we are producing black wool over here. And then if we warp back home real quick, I have, let's see, let's go up here first. Actually, quite a few things. Oh, and we did complete some quests, so let's go ahead and turn these in. First up, we have this right here for the gem refiner. We get 4 basic thermodynamic conductors. So we'll go ahead and take those, and then the supply chain management for making a cache. We get a crescent hammer, and I'll show you where those caches are in just a moment. But anyways, if we head up here, I've started working up here a little bit. This is all, a lot of it's cobblestone, and then of course not all this is going to be ism that's visible and whatnot. We're going to kind of layer the base. So it's not all going to look like this. But anyways, I did start working up here a little bit. Lit this all up. And we shouldn't have any zombies spawning up here, or skeletons, or likewise. And then I went ahead and dug a trench out in front of these. So this one actually naturally had a trench dug. So the only thing that might get in here is spiders, and that's not a biggie. If we pop around to the front, you can see I've kind of layered this a little bit. And if we pop down here, you can see it's kind of layered as it goes up, up there. And this is still corp blocks, which I don't think it's going to remain corp blocks. But anyways, I've been working on that. And then also opening up a lot of this and doing ice and all kinds of stuff up here. But then over here, now that we're kind of at a position where we're getting the most out of our resources, I've started making a bunch of caches. So you can see I've got some ingots stored away in caches. I've got a lot of the stuff from our exploration is now stored away in caches, like the ancient stone and the flesh blocks and stuff. And then we've got low-grade charcoal and oak wood, and then, which we're going to be moving a lot of that stuff around. And then over here I've got some more stuff over in this little area. So I did work on that quite a bit, and I also prepped up a lot of materials. If you recall, during the last episode, which was kind of like a little mini episode side project, I wanted to go ahead and finish the exploration before we fully devoted our time into tech for a while. Well, tech and progression. But anyways, I mentioned it during that, and I have taken the time to prep up a lot of materials. Of course, this was 80 copper ingots to make all this, and then it was 60 iron ingots. Of course, this actually took a while because the lathe eats up a lot of power. So some of this stuff did take a while to get made, but I was building, so it really wasn't a big concern. Then I've got stuff here for 16 integrated logic circuits. So let's go ahead and grab these. There we go. And then let's grab these 40 electric motors. Okay. And so that means that we have part of this completed, the hardest part, and then we could easily make an LV electric pump, LV conveyor module, LV robot arm. I'm not going to worry about it right this second, I don't think. Maybe not. No, I don't think so. But we will make some of these before long. And then over here, the integrated logic circuits, we actually get 32 wood planks, 16 resistors, 16 red alloy cables, and 8 vacuum tubes. So let's go ahead and take all of that. And we'll just dump it, we'll go ahead and just dump all of this into here. So there we go. So we've got a lot of stuff prepped up for making machines, and we're going to be making some machines today as we begin working forward on tech and really moving into LV at this point, aside from just getting the most efficient resource output. Okay, so first and foremost, what we need to do is we need to make charcoal. And I would like to start actually mass producing charcoal, but we're going to need the improved coke oven. And you can see we can get, if we use standard wood, we get 50 millibuckets of creosote. If we use mineral, we get 100 millibuckets. So we are going to go for the mineral route, just because there's more output there. but we need the machine blueprint. This requires that we get carbon paper, and to get our carbon paper, we are going to need charcoal to actually get this started. Now, I don't know of any other way to go about this. I think we're going to have to go through the mixer route because the pyrolysis oven is a little bit ahead of us. This is actually just breaking down blocks of charcoal. And then, of course, there's the improved coke oven, which we need, which is what we're making. So we're going to have to go with the mixer route. And to do this, what we're going to need to do is get ourselves a mixer, as well as there's one other machine that we're going to need, and that is going to be probably the chemical reactor. I don't think we can really do... No, that's going to be HV before we can get that. Yeah, I think the chemical reactor is probably going to be the route that we go, because there's a recipe here for using sulfur dust and water, which seems fairly easy. I'm hoping that our steam production at the moment, since it's backed up, I'm hoping that it can support it. So we're going to need to make ourselves a mixer and a chemical reactor. So let's go ahead and start with that. And to get ourselves our chemical reactor, it's just like this. We are missing the LV machine hull, glass, and the tin rotor. Just 10 plates, 10 ring, 10 screw. Okay, so what we're going to have to do, let's run 1 piece of tin through the lathe. And then we're going to run, which honestly, with my power situation at the moment, it might be best to wait for this to finish. I think I'm going to have to actually set up a tank for steam for this, because I'm afraid it's going to eat through all of our steam if we don't. So, but anyways, we're going to need to make some tin plates as well. And these actually do require a bit more steam to make these, a bit more EU to make these than, say, copper plates. Because I noticed I can't run nearly as many tin ingots as I can, like, copper ingots at a time. Because, of course, I need 3 of these per cache. Okay, so there's our tin screw, and then we are going to need that to get our tin ring, and then we can get our tin rotor. Okay. And then we're going to need the LV machine hull, tin cables, steel plates. Okay, I need to make up the steel plates. I should go ahead and make 2 of these. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our LV machine casings for the mixer and the chemical reactor. And then we'll go ahead and just upgrade these real quick. And then we'll get, oh yeah, I need this. And there is our basic chemical reactor. Yay. And we got a couple quests completed. Check the chemicals quest tab. Okay. Anyways, right here, see, although electric blast furnaces are your main booth, this is your side rig. There'll be many chemicals or items combined in this machine, but at LV you can get away with just 1. Okay. Anyways, we get an I vendor, an Ender IOs, and a programmed circuit. And then there's a quest over here. It says we have a reward, but I don't see one. I'll just take that. What in the world? Okay, it looks like we got 16 bronze plates, 4 LV machine hulls, an electrical age, equivalent exchange, program circuit, steam age, and Terra Nova. Seriously? Okay, well anyways, we got a bunch of bronze plates and more LV machine hulls. Didn't we already... I don't know. I don't know if that's what was... I don't know, that seems like a bit much, but... Okay, well anyways. And we got... What? Okay. Well, anyways. Okay, so we got that. And then we're also going to want to get the mixer. And the mixer requires basically just a tin rotor is all that we need. Or wait, I almost forgot. We can make charcoal in the coke oven, the primitive one. So, I had totally forgotten about that. For some reason I was thinking it was disabled in this pack, but yeah, we can make it in there. So that actually, we don't actually need the chemical reactor. So there's a piece of charcoal. Just throw a piece of wood in there and you'll get your charcoal. Okay, so now I just need paper and I can make the carbon paper. At least I didn't make the mixer and start going down that route, because that would have been a huge waste of time. And that's fine, because we're going to need the chemical reactor anyways. So, Okay, so there's our carbon paper, and then what we're going to have to do is, let's see, for the, it's 4 pieces of wood around the carbon paper for this. Alright, so there's our machine blueprint for the improved coke oven. And I don't know if we get a reward for that or not. No. Okay, but we need to get ourselves a machine controller and 18 bricked bronze holes. So the bricked bronze hole, let's take a look at that. We're going to need 18 of these, which is a whole lot of bronze and brass. And I think I've actually got 4 here. So I think technically, or no, that's firebox casings that are down here. I'm not going to use them, but I was like, I think I've technically got a bunch of them. But no, it's firebox casings. And I imagine I'm going to have to go make some brass. I am. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and set our chemical reactor right here. At least we've got that, because like I said, we are going to need that. For sure. But, just not as soon as I was planning on it. We're also going to need the machine controller. This right here, which is going to be the integrated logic circuit. We're going to need 2 gold plates, a machine casing. Wow, that's a whole lot of red alloy, iron gear, bronze hull. Wow, okay. And then advanced alloy is mixed metal ingots in the compressor, which is iron plate, bronze plate, tin plate. Or we can use brass. But I'm going to use bronze, I think. Actually, it looks like we can use all sorts of materials. Iron, bronze, tin. That seems like probably the easier one, though. Okay, so there's 3 of those. And then we'll just dump these into the compressor. Get those things running. We're going to need the 2 gold plates. And then we're going to need all of this. Oh, these things take a while to run. Okay. Okay, there's our 3 advanced alloy plates. And then I've got to run some stuff through the lathe because we're going to have to make a gear. So there's 4 iron plates. Then I also need 1 more gold plate. Is he going to start eating through this? Yeah, there we go. Okay, the machine controller. Here we go. We need that. And then we need that. And then we need that. That makes 2 of them. And then we need that. There we go. Task completed. Machine controller. Okay, so all we're missing on this now is the 18 bricked bronze holes. But we can go ahead and start setting some of this stuff up. If we take a look here, that's what it's going to look like. So 9 brick bronze holes on the top and then on the bottom. We're also going to need, it looks like, inputs or outputs. So we can either use, let's say we're going to need fluid output, item input, item output. And the coke oven bricks, we can just steal those off of our coke oven because we're probably not going to be using that anymore. I've got to go out and I've got to get more bricks, more brass, more bronze, all those things to get us ready to set this thing up. But one thing we can go ahead and do... Actually, it's not going to go over here. It's going to go up there. Yeah, I'll be back here in just a minute once I get the other 14 bricked bronze holes real quick. Okay, I think I've got everything that we're going to need. So, let's go ahead and do the bricked bronze holes. And we are going to need... for some reason I was thinking it was 2 brass per. I don't know what I was thinking of. Okay, and I am out of bricks. And we are going to be making quite a few of these coke ovens. But for right now, I'm just making 1, then we'll expand. Because I want to get the tree farm back up and running. And to do that, I'd like to go ahead and move on into coal coke. Or, well, right now just charcoal and then later on coal coke. So, that's kind of what we're working towards. And then once we get all that in place, then we'll overhaul the steam production, then overhaul the ore processing system, and then, yeah, then we'll be in a really good spot as we move forward through LV. Because then it'll be kind of like making lots more machines and working towards, well, we need to get the improved blast furnace as well. Which we're going to be getting that before too long. Okay, so there we go. There was our last bricked bronze hull that we needed. Go ahead and dump that stuff in there. And we have completed a quest. And we get 32 coal coke, an integrated logic circuit, and a crayfish salad. Okay, so now what we need to do, let me pop down here and get 4, well actually let me grab this drum really quick. That's one thing we're going to have to do is upgrade our liquid storage, because we're about to start making lots of liquids. And then we'll grab our 4 coke oven bricks. There we go. Okay, so now let's head up here. This is where we're going to be setting up the tree farm. And originally I was thinking about doing golems, but then I got to messing around with it, and it's like, well, I think we'll be better off just sticking with the astral, even though it's bugged as can be, we'll be better off sticking with the astral sorcery farm. We're just going to have to really overhaul it so it's not quite how it is. So that it can actually be used, you know. So I think what we're going to do is, let me pull up some of this. Okay, so anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to set up our coke ovens over here. And so we're going to go... Yeah, that's right, I'm going to use the back. Whoops. We're going to go right in here. And let me replace that. And then, of course, and then we're going to go here. I've still got to make the fluid, like inputs, outputs, that kind of thing. And we'll do that here in just a moment. And then what went on the center of this? Let's see, let's set it to layer. Nothing. Okay, nothing goes in the center. So it is empty. Okay, so we're going to do that. There we go. And then what we need to do is we're going to have to get the other parts. So we're going to need to get ourselves fluid output, item output, and item input. And we can go with any size we want to. Honestly, I think it's going to be just fine if we do a tiny, I would say, or a small or something. Let's go ahead and pull up modular, if I can spell. Let's see, tiny is 1 slot, normal... normal requires that we have steel and iron. Honestly, all we're going to be inputting is going to be either wood or charcoal. In this case, wood. So I think the tiny is going to be fine. And then for the output, we're going to be just... oh, you just change them over. We're going to be just outputting one thing as far as items go. Now the fluids, the fluid output, tiny would be fine. 8,000 millibuckets, so we'll just make this right here. But that means I am going to need another craft of these machine casings, because I'm going to need 2 more, because we do have that one that's left over. So yay! Lots of fun. Give me just a second while I get this stuff crafted up. It's all simple stuff, so. Okay, so let's go ahead. I've got everything now. Let's go ahead and get 2 of those. And then we're going to want the tiny fluid output hatch. There we go. And then we're going to turn one of these into a tiny item output. Okay, now we are all set. We can get this thing set up and get it running, and then we should be good. Then we're going to have to look at a way to store up lots of fluid, because we're going to have an absolute ton of creosote coming out of this. And we're going to need to start storing that stuff up. So, let's take a look here. Let's see, layer by layer. It's going to be item input, item output, and fluid output. Okay. Item input. And I wonder, can I possibly do that? I'm going to guess probably not, but we're going to try it anyways. No. Doesn't work. Has to be exact. Okay. I always hate when these have to be exact. Like you can't change up your slots and stuff. Okay, anyways, it changed colors. That means it's found. It is an improved coke oven. Okay, so if we now come down here, which this is going to back up really quick because we only have the tiny outputs, and well, I don't know, because let's see, how much does this make? Oh yeah, it was 100 millibuckets if we use mineral wood. So, of course, right now we don't have a whole lot of mineral wood, but that's what we're going to be setting up in our tree farm here in just a moment. But let's for example, let's grab a stack of that, and let's toss that into there, and it's going to start running, and we can look in here, we can see the percentage towards completion, and then here in a second we should see some creosote come into here. This is the fluid output once it's ran through that, basically. There we go. We got 50 millibuckets of creosote, and we got a piece of charcoal. Okay, so now we're producing charcoal, but like I said, I want to upgrade this to mineral wood. Now, out of curiosity, can we make a dolly? It's going to be wrought iron to make it, and that was item burning. Okay, we're going to make ourselves a little bit of wrought iron real quick. And I actually only need like 3 pieces for this. And I'm going to need a slime block. No other way to do it except for the slime block. Okay, well, just to make this a little bit easier, let's go ahead and run some saplings through there. Okay, let's, I actually completed a quest, it looked like. Yeah. We got 16 mineral wood. Alright, I want to get 2 of those, and then I want to get, I want to get some rice slime balls. Okay, what I want to do is I want to get a slime sapling. We can just do the purple, that's fine. Do that. And there we go. Purple slime sapling. And it looks like we complete a task somewhere. Whatever. And then we're going to have to get ourselves some slimy dirt, which I think is in here. It is. Okay, so let's just get ourselves some slimy grass. That sounds good. And for right now, I'm just going to put this right out here. Like right there. And then we'll go ahead and grow this thing. There we go. Okay. And we got our congealed green slime. We'll go ahead and break that down. And then we'll go compress this, which is going to give us our slime block for our dolly. And then we just have to get the wrought iron. And this thing will be super useful. So, oh, it's long wrought iron rods. Okay. So we're actually going to need to get ourselves 4 blocks of wrought iron. Which is fine. We've made this stuff before. It's really not that difficult. Yep. I need to get this upgrade to fertile soil, because honestly, I've got the bones and stuff. I could get a lot of this stuff changed over. So that's definitely on my to-do list. But okay, so there's our long wrought iron rods, and then we can craft our dolly. Yay! Okay, so now what we're going to do is let's pop down here, and let's pull up these drawers. I want to move these. And I'm going to use the dolly just because it makes things a bit faster. And we're going to set this one, yeah, right there's fine. And let's go ahead and make ourselves some item ducts. Let's see, 10 alloy. We're going to need structural glass, which is reinforced glass and steel plates through the alloy smelter. That's advanced alloy and glass dust. Okay, and that makes 4. Okay, that's actually a pretty good rate. So, iron, bronze, and tin. Okay, so we'll go ahead and toss that into the compressor. We're going to get that running, and then we're going to run it through the alloy smelter with the glass and get our reinforced glass. And we're going to need to make a lot of these item ducts. Oh, and then I need 2 10 alloy plates, or 10... Was it 10 plates or 10 alloy plates? 10 alloy, which is 10 mixed with iron to make that. Okay. We'll go ahead and get that running. That. There we go. There's our reinforced glass. And then to get the structural glass, we're going to have to combine it with steel plates. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead and get that, because we're actually going to need quite a few of these. There's our 10 alloy ingots. We'll go ahead and start turning those into plates, and then get that stuff running to make our structural glass. Okay, it looks like that's going to take a minute. So, while that's running, let's take a look at the servos. What do we need to make servos? They are extraction conveyor upgrades, 10 nuggets, iron plates, and resonating redstone crystals, which I believe we've made those before. So, okay, and there's our first structural glass, which is plenty to get us started. So, let's go ahead. We'll pop up here, and I've actually got some plastic sheets. Let's see, the item ducts, there's 6 of those. And task completed item ducts. And then the servos. We're going to be using these in a minute. So a conveyor module actually makes 2 servos. Which takes rubber sheets. Rubber sheets are, let's see, liquid rubber, fluid extractor, or chemical reactor. But we're going to need sulfur. Well, electrolyzer with cinnabar, you could do it with a thermal centrifuge. So we could go that route, or Ardite has sulfur. I wonder if that's what we want to do, is just go to the nether. Because, let's see. I mean, we technically we could make servos this way too. That's no biggie. But I feel like we need to make one of these for the quest anyway. We could get better output this way. 864. Each of these is... Yeah, so maybe we'll go to the nether and look for sulfur. So, I don't know. We could do the cinnabar route, or we could go to the nether. I think what we'll do is probably just go to the nether. Not this episode. We'll probably start working on that here soon. But for right now, we'll just make a servo the other method. And then we're going to need the... Oh, that's 10 alloy plates. I thought I had 2 iron plates. Okay, I gotta go make those real quick. But I know to go to the nether, we're going to do just a little bit of astral sorcery and stuff, but that's not a biggie, I don't think. I don't think that'll be anything that's going to take very long. So, we should be fine to do that. But, anyways, we're going to need this servo in a minute anyways. So, quest completed and task completed. Servo. It doesn't look like we get anything for that. I think it's, yeah, it's right here. And they want us to get a fluid duct. But what I want to do is I want to take our item duct, set it there, and then attach a servo here and say that you can ignore redstone. So it'll start pumping out that low-grade charcoal into this. Now, technically, it would be faster just to move it by hand. But that way, we've got one that's being passively pulled out. And anyways, we're going to need that servo in a minute, so it's not a waste that we made it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the... Oh, let's see. Let's grab the oak wood. And let me actually pull this up, too, because I don't need that there. And let's take this up here, and we're going to just empty this out, because we're going to need this for our setup upstairs. So we'll just plop that down. And let me go ahead and just empty this thing out. And let me grab the storage key. We'll go ahead and remove that. And then we will... Actually, I could probably just break that. We'll get our barrel void upgrade back. And let's go grab another one of these. Like the one that has saplings, for example. And let me go ahead and put out that fire as well, because we're not going to need this stuff down here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab our hopper hock as well. And apparently we got an advancement for that. Okay, so these, we're just going to dump them out. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sell them for... Actually, I guess I could just break this, huh? There we go. And we'll just sell all these saplings for EMC. There we go. So we got 138,000 EMC. And then let's go get our last one, which is the apples. And these, I'm just going to dump those in here for now. Okay, and then this, we'll just go ahead and break that off. And finish doing the rest of these manually. There we go. Okay, and we'll get our item duct and our servo back, because we're going to need that here in just a second. Okay, so now that we've got that stuff done, let's go ahead and grab our tree beacon. And I don't have any mineral saplings over here. I'll get some. But let's pop up, let me grab a chest. And let me go grab an upgrade too. Because we've got a couple from that dungeon that we did. Okay, the wood to iron chest upgrade. And let me actually pop over. Let me go get some mineral. I'm not sure actually if this roof is going to be tall enough. The one I built over there where the tree farm's going to go, I'm not sure if the roof's going to be tall enough. So we're going to find out. But let's grab some mineral saplings. We'll get 4. For right now, that should be fine. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to start farming mineral wood instead of oak wood. Because it'll be a bit more useful for us. With the added creosote that it's going to produce. So we're going to set this up, say, right here. We're going to put our hopper hock setting right here. And then we'll put a chest that sits right there. We'll go ahead and upgrade it like that. See if we can grow any of these. I don't know that the roof's going to be high enough. Okay, so this grew a tree, and it's starting to break that down. And you can see we're getting some materials from this. And so then what I would like to do, this is the stuff that we're going to be getting, is saplings, wood, mineral chunks, and berries. And so what we should do, I've got everything being pumped into this chest first. And then we'll have it pulled out via item duct. I'm going to have to go make some more item ducts, but that's no biggie. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up our first barrels, and they're going to be setting, honestly, we'll just have them, for right now, we'll just have them setting like, that's item input. Yeah, we'll just have them setting right over here for the time being. This is going to get changed up a little bit before too long, but for right now, this will be good. And then we'll take our, let's see, grab one of those, one of those, one of those. We'll just put in, whoops, no. We'll put mineral wood right there. We'll put the crystallized mineral chunks, the mineral berries, then we'll have mineral saplings. Alright, so let's pop down here. And I think I've got one more void upgrade. I do. And then for the item ducts, we are going to need this stuff. Okay, so there's another batch of item ducts. 12, and I don't know that it's going to be enough, but it'll get us started. That's the main thing. And we'll go ahead and put barrel void upgrade right there. Has this made another sapling? It has not. I'm just going to steal this one, just so I can slot it in. There we go. And then we'll take our key and just lock all of these. And then, let's see, we're just going to work backwards. So, that. Then we'll dig down right here. We're also going to put a trash can over here. We'll do this in just a second. We'll just go down through here. There's our chest. Okay, so we're going to attach that there, and we're just going to pull this down. Yeah, I'm going to need another craft. For sure. I'm probably going to need a couple crafts, to be honest, but that's fine. Honestly, I think the main thing stopping us at the moment is tin alloy. So that stuff's pretty easy to make. Okay, so let's get ourselves, I'm just going to go ahead and make all those 24 item ducts. That'll be fine, because we're going to eventually need them, because we're going to be using a lot of these here soon, like a whole bunch of these. So, I hate mineral wood. It never wants to grow. Never ever. Okay, so let's bring this over like that. We'll bring it up right here. And then it should be able to send, well, I've got to attach the servo to this. Right there. Say ignore. And it should start pumping this stuff out. Now, it's not super fast. The standard servo only pumps out 8 items at a time. But it should still be fast enough to keep up, I think, with the tree beacon, I should think. So, it'll start pumping this stuff over here. And if anything is, if it has too much of anything, it'll void it, so it's no biggie. The other thing that we're going to do is we are going to make a trash can. So let's go ahead and make just the extra utilities trash can, this right here. And let me get that. And actually, let me grab a piece of dirt while I'm over here. Okay, so that. And then can I make a filter from extra utilities without a whole lot of hassle? Yes, I can. Okay. So what we're going to do is, let's grab 4 of these. And then let's get ourselves our extra utilities filter. Okay. So let's head back up there. And we're going to set this up. And, well, actually, I'll wait on that. Because what I was thinking is we could filter on a blacklist. I'm going to set this like, well, I would set it right here. I think is where I put it. But basically, I was going to just set things on here to a blacklist and say you can deposit everything except for the mineral blocks. But I'm going to leave that alone just in case I drop any items or anything. Basically, anything that fills up in here, like the Pam's Harvest Craft crops and stuff, I can add those to the filter and have them pumped into the trash can. It may not produce any byproducts, so I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on this and see. But it's got plenty of space to store things for now, so we'll see. But anyways, we're producing mineral wood, and so then what I want to do, there's an item input here, and so we're just going to run some cables over like this, and just plug them into the item input. And then over here, there's our creosote, there's our charcoal. What we're going to do is we're going to have this charcoal. We can actually run this through again and make coal coke, which doubles the burn time. And we also produce 1,000 millibuckets of creosote, which is going to be important here soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this out and let's see. We'll just run it around like this, maybe. Yeah, we'll just run it around like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to have another improved coke oven like in front of this one. Okay, and actually I'll tell you what, instead of doing it here, I'm actually going to have this one facing in towards that. So this will just come out, we'll have, say, 3 blocks in between them, which would be to here. And it'll plug into there. Yeah, and that should be good. Okay, so what we're going to do, which actually, I would like to have a place that stores up the charcoal, but I don't know. We'll figure that out. Because basically what we're going to do is we're going to have these stacked. So we're going to have, coke ovens and then coke ovens on this side, and they're going to be stacked. And we're going to use the tops of like this one to be the bottom of the next one. But then eventually these are going to get moved out, and we're going to have even more of these things because we'll probably want more than just one batch of them, or one set, basically, because we're going to have enough of these running that we can run the coal coke constantly. And let's see, making the coal coke is 500 ticks to make that, and then doing this is 250 ticks. So we can make 2 charcoal in the time it takes to make 1 coal coke. So we'll need at least 2 improved coke ovens making coal coke to each coke oven making charcoal. If we want to run it consistently or constantly. So, I don't know. We'll see. But, and this is actually building up mineral. Okay, I need to go make a couple servos really quick, or at least one servo. And then I need to make another improved coke oven. Which this, I think we can just combine this with, oh, does that not work? No, it doesn't. Okay. I was thinking the carbon paper, normally we can combine these together, but we can't do it for that one. But that's fine, because it's already got a recipe. So it's not a biggie, really. Okay. And so far, we haven't gotten any of those one byproducts. So I'm just going to set this trash can. For right now, I'm going to set it right here with the filter inside, because that's what it's going to be for. But we're not using that at the moment, because I haven't actually gotten anything yet. So that'll just be something I need to watch. Okay. It has been a little while. It has been a little while indeed. And what we can do now, I've got all this stuff. I just got to put these on that. We're starting to get into the part of Greg Tech where we're starting to use a lot of materials. But luckily we're also at the point where things are about to get a whole lot easier. We're about to get better ore processing and machines that we can run. Once we get this stuff all set up, we'll actually be able to run our machines like non-stop, which is going to be great. But anyways, this is set up now, and then what we can do is we can attach our servo right here, and we can start pumping this stuff out. And it's going to start in a second. Actually, it doesn't have any charcoal at the moment. I did not plug this up. So let's do that. You can pull out that mineral wood, and you can send it over to here. So there goes some mineral wood. And here in a second, it's going to get deposited into this. It's going to start making charcoal from this. So there we go. And it's now running and processing that down. And then here in a second, it's going to make some charcoal and it's going to ship it out to over there. So there we go. Our first bit of charcoal. And it's going to come over and get deposited into here. Now this is also going to be producing creosote, of course. And we're going to start pulling that stuff out, which we will do that in just a moment. But this is going to go into here. And then if we give it just a second, we're going to say this is going to start getting a percentage once that charcoal gets deposited. And there we go. It's processing that. And what it's going to do, it's going to make coal coke. And we're going to get 1,000 millibuckets of creosote. And we're going to get a piece of coal coke. And this has produced a single piece. There we go. There's our first piece of coal coke. And then, of course, this we can take with us. And I think if we turn this into dust, we can use it to make, I think it's 1-to-1 to make steel, isn't it? I think. Let's see. Let me grab a little bit of iron. But I think we're going to have to break this stuff down, though, in order to actually run it. No, we do not have to break it down. Awesome. So coal coke can just be used directly. We don't have to crush yet. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do for the creosote, because that's going to back up very, very quickly if we don't do something about that for storage. And so what I would like to do is, actually right over here, I would like to move to the mechanism dynamic tanks, but, and we will move towards those before too long, but not right this second. Right here, this was the bronze drum. But we're just going to go ahead and... Oh, we have to make a portable tank. Okay, that's copper plates, redstone servos. Okay, there's a portable tank. That's easy enough to make. And we don't get anything for that. And then this quest just auto-completes. We're not worried about that. What I actually want to make is the steel drum. Okay, this is going to take 2 long steel rods and then 4 steel plates for each one. I'd like to make 2 of these. Which I've got 10 steel, but I did get some more running, so we should be good to go on that. So let me pop over and let me get some steel plates being made. Okay, so there's 2 steel drums, which have 64 buckets of liquid storage. So then what we'll do, we'll get these pressurized fluid conduits. Yeah, just use those. I think, yeah, actually, since I'm doing 2 drums, I know eight of these is going to be fine for now. And this is kind of a temporary liquid setup, but it's going to allow us to actually start backing some of this stuff up, which will be good. And what we're going to do is, you can see coal coke's building up right there. But chances are it's not running anything at the moment. Nope. Even though it's got charcoal, yep, because it's backed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our drum. We'll put one right there. And we'll have our pressurized fluid conduits come out right there. We're going to say extract is always active. And you can insert. Okay. So we can see on the up at the top left, the tank is starting to fill up now. And this is empty. And then what we need to do is do the same thing over here. And we'll just do that. Extract is always active, and you can insert. And there we go. That's going to start building up. And so that stuff can run. We're going to be producing some charcoal, some coal coke, some creosote. Next episode, plus all this stuff here, which this will be nice because we can make mineral blocks pretty easily. And all this stuff's being voided. I don't know if we have any random stuff. Not yet. So I'm hoping that maybe that's not going to happen anymore. But we'll see. We'll see after it has a little bit more time to run. So, but if it does, that's fine because we can just void it. You know, it's no biggie. That's what that trash can there is for. So, but then next episode, whenever we come back, I think I want to continue with this setup because we're about to start moving into better steam, which will be via the large bronze boiler, which we'll start feeding in. I think this will accept our creosote, so we'll start pumping in some creosote into this. But anyways, we're going to start producing steam with that, which will allow us to run our turbines. These right here a bit more effectively. We're pretty much going to bypass this. We will come back and make these. So it's 5 steel plates. We'll probably just make one next episode just to get it made. And then we will upgrade some of our stuff later for looks. But honestly, I'm thinking about maybe next episode going to the nether instead. Go to the nether first. That way we can make servos easier. Because we're going to need servos. Not so much, I guess, for this setup. Well, maybe. For the steam setup. But yeah, actually we might. But definitely with some of the stuff that's coming up after. So we might go to the nether next episode. Or we might get into the steam, the large bronze boiler next episode. I'm not for sure. We'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure to hit that like button. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care. Stay safe. I'll see you guys then.